Being that the U.S. presidential election is about a week away at the time of this recording, I'd imagine there are a lot of people in this country that are suffering through a lot of stress and anxiety leading up to it. So that's why today I wanted to talk about coping with political anxiety. So let's get started. No matter which side of the aisle you are on, there's a lot riding on the presidential election in the United States this year. Both candidates are vastly different in regards to what their message is, what their tone is, what their policies are. And this can create a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety for people. You know, you start looking at your opponent and what they want to do. That can, make you a bit uppity. If you look at the polls and see what percentage your candidate is either leading by or trailing by, that can cause a lot of anxieties and worries and stuff like that. And being that we tend to get a lot of our information in an echo chamber, right? We get it through news sources and friends that are all like-minded to us. So there tends to be a lot of sensationalism that goes on, especially when it starts coming down to news sources, right? There's hundreds of news sources that are out there, media outlets that are all vying for your attention. And they're doing so because this is how they make money, right? So there's a lot of sensationalistic articles and news reports that are being put out. And a lot of what we're hearing really doesn't even have a lot of bearing on the overall, outcomes of what will happen when either presidential nominee is elected. So how do we get away from this, though? Right? And that's what I want to talk about, because there's so much noise. There's so much divisiveness. There's so much information to take in. Now, myself, I'm an early voter. I've voted already, right? So my ballot is cast, and there's really nothing more than I could do. I can go, knock door to door and try to get people to, vote the same way I did based on what my ideology is and potentially their ideology being the same, or if there's undecided voters, which I don't even understand how you can be an undecided voter at this point in time. There's not much more that I can do at this point, is what I'm saying. So I started thinking about it for myself, and I actually made a joke after I got back from the polling place saying, well, I don't need to pay attention to anything else until, next Wednesday. And, when we hear the results. And even then we all know that the election will be contested for months. Anyway, it's going to be a whole maelstrom of craziness. So what can we do, though, if we are feeling stress and anxiety, right? A couple things that I like to do. One, this is a major one for me. I tend to read the news in the morning when I first wake up. I get all my news first thing in the morning. Don't ask me about anything that's happened during the day on the day that happened, because I have no idea. I don't read the news anymore. I read the news when I first get up, and I have my news app set to 15 minutes, right? After 15 minutes, it shuts off, and I don't read any more news for the rest of the day. Because I found for my own mental well-being, that's about the extent of what I can handle before I start either spiraling down rabbit holes on stories, or getting completely frustrated or disheartened, just aggravated, stressed out. So I give myself a set time limit on how much news I'm going to ingest during a day. So that's one of my main things. The other thing is, while I'm going through the news, I'm being mindful of clickbait. Right? There's, like I said, there's lots of media outlets that are trying to vie for your attention. The more views that they get, the more money they make. So they throw out titles that are very enticing to try to get you to jump on board and read their stuff. I've been finding that there's articles from like news things that I read like a week ago, and they're still rehashing them up, and they have no bearing on anything anymore. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of the clickbait and try to stay away from it. Now, the other thing I try to avoid as much as possible is doom scrolling, right? So whether it be on Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, I try to stay away from that because there just tends to be a lot of misinformation that's put out there, or I start seeing the ideologies of people that I'm, connected to through social medias, and sometimes you're just like, wow, I had no idea that these people like thought that way. So by preventing the scrolling and going through and seeing all this stuff, particularly for the next week or so, that's going to help my mental well-being as well. Because what we talk about, like when I do workshops on understanding your stress, is it's by and large, it's virtually impossible in most cases to eliminate your stress completely. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to manage our stress, and the way that we manage our stress is by understanding what is causing us stress and try to minimize our exposure to it. And that's one of the things that you can do, particularly with social media, is stay away from it. If it's really bothering you, stay away from it. If you have certain family members or friends who are just driving you crazy and increasing your anxiety and stress, well, you don't have to unfriend them, right? You can mute them though. You can, you can stop seeing updates from them for the time being. There are people that I've out and out just completely unfriended because I'm like, I don't really even know why I'm like friends with these people in the first place. There's like somebody who knows somebody that I went to high school with, and why are we even connected? Those people I just eliminate out. But make sure that you're not taking in content that is causing you anxiety, that's causing you stress. So quit with the doom scrolling. That's one of the biggest things. Just take a break from social media. Get out and do some things that are good for your own self-care. That becomes like a major thing. A lot of times we sit, possibly in isolation, just ingesting all like this stuff that's not good for us. So get out and do things. Recently, I've been getting into rock climbing. I'm not great at it. My fingers are killing me right now, but it's something that I'm really enjoying, and I love getting out and doing that because I'm not thinking about anything else while I'm up on a wall. I like my paddle boarding, right? It's supposed to be 70 in a couple of days. So I'll probably be out like paddle boarding, go out like hiking, go out and do things. Be outside, go for a walk, take the dog for a walk, take the dog to the park. Just something that's going to allow you to get a break from everything that you're taking in. Meditation is always a good thing too, if you can do it. I've been trying to do that in the afternoons lately. I've been doing a lot of baking too, a lot of cooking. Not a lot of doom eating, staying away from that. But I've been just doing a lot of stuff that allows me to be present in the moment doing other things. Now, the last thing that I will say on this, and I'm just making this a quick video for you guys, is you might be fine, right? You might not be suffering through anxiety and stress, but you may have family members, you may have friends, you may have loved ones that are. And if you are seeing that, if you're recognizing that, if you're hearing them say things, if you're seeing them post things online, just check in with them. That's what we should always be doing with everybody anyway, right? We should be checking in, making sure that everybody is good, making sure everybody's like healthy. Make sure that the loved ones around you are in a good mental state and they're not going crazy. They're not sitting up all night long just scrolling through X and reading things. Invite them out, invite them over, go out for a walk, go out for a drink. Do something, but check in on them. Just say, hey, how you doing? I have a particular friend of mine who told me that she's really having problems sleeping, thinking about this presidential election. So it's, you know, those are the type of people that you really want to like check in on and just say, hey, how are you doing today? So that's only a little bit, you know, just things that I'm thinking of off the top of my head. You know, try to stay away from the amount of negative content that you might be taking in. If you're reading too much, if you're taking it all in, if you're freaking out over stuff, just take a break from it and find things that are good for you, physically healthy, you know, health-wise, physical health, mental health. You know, do what's best for you and stay away from the things that aren't the best for you. I think that's pretty much, you know, what I like to tell people all across the board on any topic anyway. Find what's good for you, stay away from what's bad. So I hope you found this somewhat useful. I know it was quick and a little bit rambling, but if you like this video, then click the like button and share it with your friends and family. If you want to hear more of what I got to say, then subscribe, turn on notifications, and find out when new videos are coming out. And leave me some comments down below. Have you found that you implemented a routine to kind of keep yourself sane through this whole thing? I'd love to hear from you, so let me know. And until we speak again, be well, be safe, and be kind to everybody.